our fall camp movers and shakers, talking about guys that have kind of made some climbs, making some noise. We've hit on Dante Dowdell.
Yeah, we kind of hit
as a name that could be making a little bit of noise right now. Jalen Lloyd, you heard him today. He went from 158 pounds to now 178, almost 180. And he's still running today at practice. He ran 22 miles per hour.
158.
That's what he came in at.
That's really little. So now he's more representative size. He's clearly a huge part of the rotation. So yeah, he definitely looks bigger. So yeah, you could call him a mover and shaker. I'm convinced. I think we've covered it quite a bit, but I still think I need to be convinced on this stuff more than you do. I need to hear it more than one time, and I need to hear a little more detail. Vincent Shavers is a mover and shaker.
Oh, he's in the rotation that Casey Fritton, our photographer, posted today. Just looking at him, he does not look like a freshman.
He's going to be playing. I just wonder what that will look like when he'll be used, that sort of thing. We've seen guys. Who was the kid that transferred to Michigan from Columbus? I'm drawing a blank on his
Ernest
name.
Hausman.
Hausman, when he first started playing as a true freshman, it was a little shaky. It was. Now, he came on, though. As the season progressed, it looked better and better. And then at the end of the season, you're like, oh, yeah, there it is. But it wasn't like that early. It wasn't like – and early in that season, like North Dakota. Remember North Dakota? Remember,
he had some assignment misses.
Yeah. Remember that game against that team from down south, Georgia Southern, that came in here? Yeah, no, it was not. I don't know that he was fully ready, but then he got better and better. So what's Shavers? What's it going to look like early,
Well, can they simplify it enough where he can play fast?
Yeah.
That's the key, because he is fast. He can play fast, but can you get him to play fast? Because you don't want to overload it with these young guys.
No, you don't. Now, would you agree with me too? That this is a complicated defense. It's not super simple.
It's so hard to scheme against, though, because you don't, it's not a easy read for offenses. You don't know where the Mike linebacker is going to be. You don't know where that fourth rusher is going to come from. Where a 4-3 was pretty balanced. You kind of had a pretty clean look up front. Mm-hmm. The 3-3-5 is all over the place.
Yeah, it is. I might have stuck my foot in my mouth there. It's probably dependent on whom you ask, whether it's complicated or not. Like I've heard Gifford say, I like it because I could just play. I don't have to think that much. Now, maybe that's because he understands it at such a high level. I've always got the impression that they make so many calls, they blitz from so many places. It's probably a little complicated. Probably depends who you ask. Anyway, who else?
How about Bly Hill?
Oh God, that's a mover.
How about Deshaun Singleton?
Mover shaker.
These two guys in the secondary on that back end.
Yeah, Singleton. What we've heard is Singleton might be the best player in the secondary now. Now that's saying a mouthful because of Gifford's back there too, right? You have Sean. I say with great certainty that they have two excellent safeties. I mean, hard-hitting Big Ten safeties. Good Big Ten safeties. You have an excellent corner in Tommy Hill. Now, the other corner, I think you'll be okay. I mean, I'm half convinced that you're going to see Marquise Buford there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Marquise
if it's Buford not Bly Hill
early, but they have the ability, I think, to play a lot of guys early. And I'll tell you, UTEP is going to try, and we got to know Scotty Walden a little bit this summer.
Scotty Walden.
He is going to run a play every 14 seconds if he can.
Oh, great.
I mean, it's going to be like one of those deals where you can't even type on your keyboard. They're going to try to go. That's how he wants to operate. And he was the coach.
So you're saying Nebraska will have to play some guys.
Yeah. And he was the coach of Austin Peay. And obviously did some really good things there too.
Is there anybody you have any hesitation with right now?
Well, I think just in that game, Nebraska, for the opener, you have to be ready to play fast. And you're going to have that new helmet headset, the green dot. But when a team runs a no huddle like that, you won't even have much time to talk.
Right. Yeah. I wind the conversation back to Vincent Shavers. Will he be ready for that? That's a lot. It's just a lot. So much to ask these young guys to be ready for that.
The key is you have to have your assignments and tackle because if they get ahead of the schedule on their downs, then they can go really fast. But if you get them behind schedule, you got to slow it down. So those early downs will be very big for Nebraska to have assignment reads and tackling.
That's where all those veterans are so critical. Singleton, Gifford, Tommy Hill, John Bullock, Javin Wright, all those guys up front. All those guys up front know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.